morning, everyone. Yeah, hi, good morning. So shall we begin the session? Yes, today I'm going to start with a new chapter, that is chapter number 7. Does the IT matter? Does the IT matter in the organization, or does various organization makes the IT? Okay, so again I'm repeating. So first of all, we are going to discuss the learning objective. So let's see what are the various learning objective over here. So upon the completion of this chapter, you will be able to understand what are the various productivity paradox that is used, then explain the current topics on that or current thinking on the topic, what are the various topics that is available, then evaluate the car's arguments in does IT matters, then describe the components of competitive advantages, that is what are the various components that is available for the competitive advantage, then describe the information system that can provide businesses with competitive advantage. That means what are the various business or what are the various competitive advantage that is used over here. So first of all, define the productivity paradox, then evaluate the car's argument, then describe the components of the competitive advantage, then describe the information system that also provides the businesses with competitive advantage. Now let's start with the introduction of this one. Introduction of this IT matters. So for over 50 years, computing technology has now become a part of the businesses. That is okay. You agree with this point that nowadays everything is done with the use of the computer. So technology make a great impact on the business, and organizations have also spent the trillions of the dollars on the information technologies, but all has this investment or all this investment in IT made a difference. So have you seen increases in the productivity? Are companies that invest in the IT are more competitive? Then in this chapter, we will look at the value IT that can bring to the organization and try to answer these questions. What are the various questions that is available? Now, first of all, we are highlighting the two important works from the past 2 decades. The first one is the productivity paradox. So in 1991, the Eric Breshnovan wrote an article that is published in the Communications of the ACM that entitled The Productivity Paradox of Information, that also review and assessment. So that is the productivity paradox of the information technology, and there is a review and assessment, and reviewing the studies about the impact of IT investment on the productivity. That is that Brynjolfsson was able to conclude that the addition of information technology of business has no improved or had no improved productivity at all. That is a productivity paradox. That means there is no increase in the productivity. Everything is same. That is known as the productivity paradox. And from the articles, he does not draw any specific conclusion from this finding, and also provide the following analysis. And although it's too early to conclude that IT productivity contribution has been subpar, a paradox remains in our inability to or unequally document any contribution that is also alter so much after effort. And the various explanations that have been proposed can be grouped into the 4 categories. One is a mismeasurement of the output and the input. That means a incorrect measurement of the input and the outputs. Then lags, that due to the learning, that means a gap between the learnings and the adjustments. Then redistribution and the dissipation of the product. How we can redistribute and how we can dissipations of use for the profits. Then mismanagement of the information technology. What is a mismanagement? How we are going to mismanage the productivity or mismanagement of the information and the technology. So one is a mismeasurement of the output in the units, then lags due to the learning and adjustment, then redistribution of the dissipation of the profits, then mismanagement of the information and technology. Now, next review is, there is a next review that IT does not matter. So it does as a consensus was forming about the value of the IT, the internet stock market bubble first. So first of all, internet stock market has been bubbled. Just 2 years later, in 2003, Harvard professional Nicholas Carr wrote this his article that IT does not matter in the Harvard Business Review. And in this article, there's a care that asserts that as organization, when information technology has become cautious, has become ubiquitous, it has also become less of the differentiator. In other words, it becomes IT is so rapidly available and a software that is used to be so readily copied. Businesses cannot cope to implement these tools that is used to provide any sort of competitive advantage. Then Core goes on to suggest that IT is essentially a commodity. It should be managed with the one that is a low cost and the low risk. That means there is a low cost when using the IT, and there's also a low risk. And using the analogy of the electricity, Kerr also described that a firm or how a firm should never be the first to try a new technology that is used with the IT management. And for IT, providing the best service when minimal downtime is the main goal. So this topic says that IT does not matter. So one review is that IT matters. This is IT does not matter in the Harvard Business Review. And in this article, Carr asserts that as an information technology has become yeah, yeah, that is correct. Okay, so next one is a competitive advantage. How the competitive advantage will suffer? What is the competitive advantage that is taken out? So what does it mean when a company lost its scenarios or when a company is able to perform the activities, have a competitive advantage? So what are the various factors that play into the role that play into it? Now, while there are entire courses and many different opinions that is taken out on this topic, now let's go with one of the most acceptable definition developed by Michael Porton in this book or in his book, that is a competitive advantage. That is how to create and sustain the superior performance. What is the method for creating and sustaining the superior performance that is known as a competitive advantage? Creating and is able to, or it is able to sustain the profit that can exceed the average for the industry. And according to the portal, there are two primary methods for obtaining the competitive advantage. One is a cost advantage, one is a differentiation advantage. So the question arises, one question arises, how can information technology be a factor in both of these methods? That is, how the information technology be one of the factor that is used in the methods. In this section, we will explore that how the organization will occur, so using one of the portal analysis tools, the value chain and the 5 forces model. We will also use the portal analysis in his 2001 article, that is strategy and the internet, which examines the impact of the internet on the business strategy and competitive disadvantage to shed further light on the role of the IT technology in the competitive advantage. That is, what is the use of the IT and the competitive advantage? That is how to create and sustain the superior performance. Now, what is a value chain? So in his book, Portal describes exactly how a company can create values. So what is the procedure to create the values? What is the method to create the values? A value is built through the value chain. That is a series of the activities. What are the various activities that is undertaken to perform the product or the service? We can say that is used with the production department, that is used with the finance department also. So each step have a multiple activities, that is how the chain will be created, how the module will be created for this one, and each module and the chain will be used now. Let's define what is the value chain. That is a series of the activities that is undertaken by the company to produce a product or the services. So what are the various phases? What are the various steps that is taken out to perform the overall value of the product or the service? And while the value chain may not be a perfect model for each of the company, it provides a way to analyze just how a company is producing the values. And the value chain is made of two set of the activity. There are two set of activities that is made out. One is a primary activity, one is a support activity. Now we will briefly examine these activity and discuss how these activities, how the information technology can play an important role in creating value by contributing to the cost advantage or differentiation advantage both. Now let's see what are the various primary activities that is taken out. So these are the functions that directly impact the criteria or creation of the product or the service, and the goal of the primary activities. What is the goal of the primary activities is to add more values than the cost. That means what is the primary activities, that is there are more values that is acquired than the cost. And what are the various primary activities? That one is the inbound logistic. These are the functions that are performed to bring in the raw material and other needed inputs. That is the inbound logistic, and information technology can be used here to make these processes more efficient, such as a supply chain management system, which allows the suppliers to manage their own inventory. That is how the inventory will be maintained, which also allows the suppliers to manage their own inventory, that is used for the processes, that is used as an efficient method with the supply chain management system. That is the inbound logistic. Then operations. That is any part of the business that is involved in converting the raw material into the final product or the service, that is also a part of the operations. And from manufacturing to the business process environment, that is any process, that may be a manufacturing process, that may be a built-in process that is used as a requirement, that is used for the acquired process, that is built in into the operations. And from manufacturing to the business process management, information technology can be used to provide more efficient processes and increase the innovation. That means IT can also be used to provide more efficient resources, processes, and can also increase the innovation through the flow of the information. The one is the inbound logistic, one is the operations, then outbound logistics. So these are the various functions that is required to get the product out to the customer. So one is how to bring in the raw material and the other inputs. Next one is how to get the product out to the customer. As with the inbound logistics, IT can be used here to improve the processes, such as allowing for the real-time inventory checks, and IT can also be used as a delivery mechanism itself. It is also used as a delivery mechanism itself, that is the outbound logistics. Then next is the sales marketing, the function that will entice the buyer, that means that will choose the buyer, that will take the buyers to purchase the product, that will force the buyers to purchase the product as the part of the sales and the marketing. That means marketing will be possible for the sales, and this technology or IT is used in almost every aspect of this activity, from online advertising to the online survey. Everything is online. That means the marketing we are done in the online. So IT can be used to innovate the product design and reach the customers like never before. And the company website can be also be a sales channel itself. So company website can also be used as a sales channel, that is how to sell out the product, what is the advantage of the product. Like for example, when I am searching anything over the internet, Amazon, Snapdeal, these are one of the latest brands that is available for the marketing. So one activity is inbound logistics, then operations, outbound sales marketing, then service. So what are the functions that a business performs after the product has been purchased to maintain and enhance the product's value are a part of the service activity. What are the services that is provided that has been purchased to maintain and enhance the product value, that are a part of the service activity, and services can be enhanced via technology as well. That includes the support services through the websites or the knowledge bases. So whatever the website, whatever the knowledge bases that is available, that is used to support, or that is also including with the support services through the websites and the knowledge bases. So one is the inbound logistic, then operations, outbound logistics, sales marketing, and the service. And whatever the support activities that are the functions in the organization that supports and cut across all of the primary activities, whatever the primary activities that is available. Now, let's see what are the various support activities that is also dealt with the primary activity. First is the farm infrastructure. What is the infrastructure of the farm? How it will be captured or how it will be used as a farm infrastructure. So these are the functions in an organization that performs or can be used with the primary activity. This includes, first one is organization functions such as the finance, accounting, and the quality control, all of which depends on the information technology. We are using the term ERP, that is Enterprise Resource Planning or Management. That is one of the good example of the impact that IT have a major functions with the ERP. that is the firm infrastructure. Then human resource management, that is HR management. So this activity consists of the recruiting, hiring, and other services that is needed to attract and retain the employees. So what are the various recruiting purpose, what is the hiring purpose, and what are the various services that is needed to attract and retain the employees. And using the internet, HR departments can also increase their reach when looking for the candidates. And there is also the probability of allowing the employees to use technology for a more flexible work environment. That is, what is the flexibility, what is the possibility, how to get the more, or how to allow the more employees to use the technology for a flexible manner. The next one is a technology development. Here we have the technological development also and the innovation that supports the primary activity. So if there's no technology development, like softwares are upgraded from the .NET to the PHP, HTML to the PHP, .NET C to the C++, then .NET. So these are the technological advances and the innovation that also supports the primary activities. These advances are then integrated across the firm or within one of the primary activities to add the values. Then information technology would fall specifically under this activity, that is the technology development. Next one is procurement. This activity or the activities that is involved in acquiring the raw material used in the creation of the product and the services are known as the procurement. Whatever the activities that is we are using for acquiring the raw material that is used in creation of the product services, that is known as a procurement. And B2B e-commerce can be used to improve the acquisition of the materials. So how to improve the acquisition of the material? What is the criteria to build the acquisition of the material? So first is primary activities, that is the inbound logistics, then operations, outbound logistics, sales, marketing, service. Then what are the various support activities? One is the firm infrastructure, human resource management, technology development, and the procurement. And this analysis of the value chain also provides some insight into how information will be captured, how information will be provided to the customer, so that each customer will have a benefit, each customer have a resources that is used with the customer requirements. So these are the various activities. Next is a portal 5 forces. What are the 5 forces that is used with this one portal? How these portal will be used with the chain management. So till now we have discussed what is the value chain, how the value chain will be generated, what are the various advantages that the value chain will use. This is in the regarding of the IT matter. So one is a value chain, that means what are the various sequence, what are the various series that is performed to or that is used to produce a product of the service, and each step have a overall value of the product of the which service. That may not be a perfect model for every type of the company. It also provides a way to analyze just how a company is producing the value. And whatever the value chain, that is made up of the two set of activities. One is a primary activities, one is a support activities. And these activities will allow how the information technology can play a role in creating the value by contributing to the cost advantage or the differentiation advantage both. And this also impact the creation of the product or the service. And whatever the goal that is available, that is used to add more value than the cost. That more and more values are created than the cost. So these are the various primary activities. One is the inbound logistics, operations, outbound logistics, then sales, marketing, service, then firm infrastructure, human resource management, technology development. So these are the various technologies development that is used with the enhancement. Yes, HR department that also increases their reach when looking for the coordinates. There is also possibility that allows the employees to use the technology for a more flexible work environment. Yeah, that is a HR management that is also uses the IT technology for employees, for technology, for a flexible work environment. For example, nowadays a company is provided the that is criteria that is a work from home. That is also IT technology, because everything is available online, every software, everything. So anyone can work from the home also. This is also enhancement of the IT technology. And the procurement is also one of the activity that is also available with the IT technology, and this is very much used in the content development